Hello people! So, I've just gotten into Pokemon, playing it in real life, the card game. I've obviously played the video games as well, but I am so just loving the card game at the minute. And I was watching bigger tournaments like the Nationals and the Masters and the Regionals that go on. They get streamed. There was actually one in London. If you don't know, I'm from the UK, and there was, I believe, Regionals. And yeah, it was just watching all the decks. It was brilliant, and I found a deck I really like the idea of called Rainbow Road. So I don't have much of a collection on Pokemon TCG online, but I thought I'd try and stick a deck together and just see what I can do with it. So for the people who don't know what this deck is, I will go into my deck manager and try and give an overview of how the deck's supposed to work and what sort of tweaks I've had to put in just to make it a bit more budget friendly. So yeah, we'll go to our deck manager. Click on Rainbow Road and we'll walk through it. So the star of the show is a Pokemon called Xerneas. I don't really know which one's correct. In Pokemon, you have two different types really. You have basic Pokemon and also basic Pokemon that are EXs, and if your opponent knocks out an EX you get 2 prize cards. So whenever this guy's taken out, your opponent will only be taking 1 prize card, and one of the ways to win the game is to take all 6 of your prize cards. But this guy, he doesn't give your opponent 2 prize cards, and he's hits like a ton of bricks. So we are basically going to ignore one of his attacks, Power Creation. If this Pokemon was healed during this turn, this attack does 80 more damage. You have to heal him to get the benefit. It's not that good. We want to charge him up and get him in. So this attack does 30 more damage for each different type of Pokemon on your bench. So the idea behind it is you basically have a rainbow of Pokemon on your bench. I love it. And you have all these different types, and then for each different type he does 30 more damage, and he will do 200 plus damage if you do it correctly. And he is just... and look at him, who doesn't like that majestic deer thing? So yeah, we'll go through our other Pokemon we have, and our item cards, and our supporter cards. And you attach energy to these Pokemon to make them attack. So Xerneas needs 2 colourless and 1 fairy type. So this is our main attacker, we're not really focusing on anyone else. So we have 4 double colourless to hit them when we're digging through our deck, and 8 fairy energy to attach. I'm not the best on how many energy I should run, I don't really know. I've put 8 in, it seems like a decent number. So to start with, we have Kangaskhan. You can power him up with that DCE if needs be, but you really don't want to use him. He's just something to put in the way while you're powering up Xerneas. We have a Pawniard to Bishop line. So the first 2 just dark type to get that 30 more damage from Xerneas. But he also turns into a dual type, so you're getting, you know, 60 damage for Xerneas rather than 30, because he's 2 types of Pokemon. And if one of your Pokemon was knocked out, so we have Xerneas up, you can stick a fairy energy on him and he will do 90 damage. So pretty nice to have there, pretty nice as like a toolbox thing. There's a dragon type Pokemon, and I know these aren't the best Pokemon to put in, but it's all I had really. We have Xerneas, as we've just talked to. We have Gardevoir, another fairy type. She is an EX though, that's the downside, and she takes a lot of powering up, but it's a full art, it looks cool. And when we come to Skyfield, we'll come back to her. Diglett, he doesn't take damage on the bench, so perfectly valid reason to take him. We have another dual type evolution line, and this one does Power Hurricane, discard all energy attached to this Pokemon. It's honestly one of the worst things ever, but it has won me games with this deck. Especially when you can hit, you know, water for weakness and whatever's weak to grass. So yeah, pretty good. We have Zapdos, bit shit. Next we have Octillery. Its term is a Poor Man's Shaman. Shaman is an EX card that comes from Roaring Skies, and it's honestly one of the best things in the game. It may be the best thing in the game. And it lets you draw cards until you have 6 in your hand. Unfortunately, Octillery isn't as good as that. You have to evolve him, and it's only 5 cards in your hand. But still, lovely to have if you don't have a Shaman. We have 2 escape ropes, just in case we need to pull Xerneas out of trouble or retreat something like Kangaskhan that has a high retreat cost. 2 max elixirs. So you play this and then you can look at the top 6 cards of your deck and attach a basic energy card you find there to a basic Pokemon on your bench. So we can effectively power up Xerneas in 1 turn if we have a double Colress in hand and a max elixir comes off. Since I'm only playing 2 Xerneas, I have a Super Rod to recycle them back into my hand. 2 Trainer's Mills just to dig through our deck and maybe find item cards or trainer cards we need on that turn if we don't have them already. 3 Lysanders to screw up our opponent a bit. 3 Ends to keep refreshing our hand and our opponent's hand. So yeah, it's interesting. I don't know how many you typically run as well. Pokemon Fan Club to get all our different types of Pokemon out. 4 Sycamores. So you discard your hand and draw 7. Really fast and fluid. Wally to maybe get our Octilleries out and our Bishops out. Skyfield. Now this is what really makes Rainbow Road dangerous, I think. 3 Skyfields. So if you play a Skyfield, each player can have 8 Pokemon on his or her bench. Your opponent can knock that stadium away by playing a stadium of their own, but if they don't, they're really going to take a lot of damage, especially if you have, you know, 7, 8 different Pokemon on your bench. And with Fighting Fury built, it can get really dangerous. Xerneas will be doing 10 extra damage as well as having 160 health, which is just more of a pain for your opponent to knock out. And if you have 1 different type of Pokemon on your bench, it means he's doing 50 damage effectively. 50 damage for each Pokemon. That's insane. Obviously it can be countered by Garbodor and things that turn... Well, does Garbodor turn items off? No, I don't think he does. I think it's something else. I can't remember what. But there is things that will turn item cards off and things that will get rid of item cards. And we have 2 Float Stones. Just in case we don't hit those escape ropes, we're going to be hitting Float Stones so we can retreat things. If Xerneas is the first thing out, we're going to be able to keep him safe for a turn or 2. So yeah, that's our deck, guys. Let's have some games, let's see what happens. So we'll bench both of them. Well, we'll make one the active, we'll bench the other one. We want to turn them into Octilleries to get our card draw out. Unfortunately, we don't really have anything to do that with. We have a Trader's Mill, so we may be able to pop something off that. We get an extra card since our opponent mulliganed, and it's a DCE. So we'll Pokemon Fan Club, I guess. We will get our both the Xerneas surprised. Brilliant start, just my luck. Fuck. We'll get Kangaskhan out, I guess. We may be able to cheese this. Never give up. No point in playing Skyfield since we don't have a Ultra Ball this for the card draw as well. For Octillery next turn. And that is gonna have to be us. That was an abysmal start, and we'll see what our opponent does. Wally, so he can evolve something, even though it's only on the first turn. Oh dear. Oh, if I do that, it will remove conditions, I guess. We'll play that just to get more card draw. And we'll stick that as well. Basically looking for a floatstone or a sycamore to get into a floatstone. There's a sycamore. So I want to put that on him, so I guess we'll escape rope. Put Kangaskhan out. Put a Fighting Fury belt on, and I think that'll win us the game. Put a floatstone on that Octillery. Mega Punch for 110. Yeah. So even though we had 2 Xerneas prized, I say never give up. There's always something in that deck I'm using is really aggressive. So yeah, nice. Didn't expect that to happen. And 100 tokens. We're hopping into a match here. We will pick Tails. Don't know why, I always pick Tails. It was heads we lost. It'll be going first. So it's Fairy. Oh, we have to start with the Xerneas. That's a bit bad for me, I think. Mirror match Xerneas. He has the EX. So he will be constantly doing damage to my bench. It takes just as much powering up, really. So Pokemon Fan Club again. He has 3 cards in his hands. So I could build a Xerneas up on the bench, maybe? We'll find that Remoraid since we have the Octillery in hand. Keep that out. And then we can play Skyfield, we can do that. So yeah, we can get decent card draw off Octillery if he doesn't hit, if he doesn't end us or judge. But yeah, if he has a double colourless, this is gonna be over quickly. So we can attach there for the turn. We can Octillery. We can Skyfield. Now do I Sycamore after Octillery or before Octillery? Sycamore now, I guess? Fighting Fury belt on him. Put him down. Ultra Ball. Don't know, because I want to switch him, so my max elixir is actually quite decent. But that is a DCE, which I could use to retreat him next turn. So I think I am going to Ultra Ball Wally and max elixir away, and we will pick up a just a Diglett. Well, we'll turn him into a Pawniard, I guess. Oh, sorry, a bishop. I think I put him on my bed. Yeah, I should have gotten something else. Yeah, I messed that up. We'll see what our opponent does now. Just passes. So... so we can attach there. Sycamore now? Yeah. We've got 32 cards left. Say this deck's really aggressive, it goes through the cards quickly. You're always Sycamoring. Do that, do that, do that. And we'll Trainer's Mill to see if we can hit a Floatstone or an Ultra Ball. We have a Lysander. We will draw for one. Oh, so then we will treat. That's going to be 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 210, 220, 3, 6, 9, 12. Oh no, because there's 2 fairies, so 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 190, 200. And then we will get 2 prize cards. Another Sycamore. I mean, we still get I think our Zapdos and the fire thing were in my deck, so we could hit them next turn, but I might just build the other Xerneas. So he's evolved this, now devolving it. So yeah, you can attach energy to this Pokemon every time he evolves it. It's pretty good actually. He'll be hitting us for 60 damage if he finds all 3. He just found one. Oh, he's doing it again though. Oh, he whiffed. So we can just knock this out. Well, we can just knock that out, but play it safe. Attach there. Max Elixir to that one. Pokemon Fan Club just to get everything else out. And I'll show you how hard this hits as well. Fire, lightning. For 260 damage. So we've had one game where it didn't go as planned, but we got a win. And one game where it did go as planned and we also got a win. We'll probably have time for one more match.